Take a moment to close the eyes gently. Finding your natural breath and allowing your hands to move from the kneecaps and slide up your thighs to where your hands are at the top of their thighs, close to the hip crease. Taking a moment here to energetically pull your belly slightly forward, chest forward, shoulders back. You feel exaggerated as if you're leading with your chest. Elbows pointing back behind you. Nice tall spine. Breath gentle, in and out through the nose. Taking the next inhalation to fill your lungs completely. And exhale slowly. Again, inhaling completely, filling the lungs to capacity. Holding for a moment. And gently through the nose, exhaling. Gently opening your eyes, bringing the arms out to a T, palms facing up, raising the arms up, palms touching together at the top, and bringing the hands through the heart center. Taking the hands, extending them out long in front of you, palms facing down, and stretching forward, allowing the small of your back to curl in, creating an arch, lowering, gently lowering your hands, hovering them just over the floor where you're going to place them, and then placing them down and pulling energetically your elbows towards you as you lower your chest down towards the mat, looking at the space between the hands. And then lifting the body back up, lifting the right arm up, fingertips pointing up, gaze shifting up, and then taking that right arm, bending at the elbow, wrapping it around, and going for a bind to your left thigh. Twisting open, gazing up. Releasing the bind, bringing the arm back up, fingertips pointing up, up, up. And on your exhale, lowering the left elbow down and allowing the right arm to come and swoop down towards the ground, palm facing up, gazing up beyond the elbow. Rotating that chest up and open just a little more. And on the exhale, releasing that arm down to the ground, replacing the right hand down, and bringing that left arm up, fingertips pointing up towards the sky, rotating the chest up. And with the exhale, binding with that left arm around to the right thigh and twisting the chest open. Left arm back up, fingertips up, and rotate the chest open just a little more as you allow that left arm to cascade over the head and palm facing down. And allow that left hand to come down towards the mat, pushing into the palms forward, and with your sits bones pulling back energetically, lowering down towards the mat with the front side of the body. And inhaling up, and then bringing those fingers right back towards your body. Arms out to a T, palms facing down. Feeling long and strong, elongated through the fingertips to either side of the body. Flipping the palms up, and then swooping those arms in front of you as you curl your back away, shifting the gaze towards the navel. Interlacing your fingers, and then pushing the palms away from the body as you still gaze down. Inhale, arms up, gaze up, elbows open out, bringing the palms closer to the forehead, and then placing those interlaced fingers at the base of the crown. bringing the elbows in towards your face, curling in and down, shifting the gaze toward the navel, opening up, expanding those elbows out, chest up towards the sky, curling in one more time, elbows towards the face, gazing down at the navel. Inhaling, open. Allowing the next inhalation, twist you over towards the right, opening up the body, and then dropping that left elbow towards the right knee. Inhaling back up, right side of the body, opening up towards the right, and then back to center. Twisting now over towards the left, elbow still out. And that right elbow drops down towards the left knee. Raising back up, opening those elbows wide, and back to center. Taking a moment here on the inhalation. Allow that chest to roll open, shifting the gaze up. And on the exhale, curling in, bring those elbows closer to one another, gazing at the navel. Inhale up to neutral, extending those elbows out wide, releasing the grip on the fingertips, extending the arms out, spreading the fingers, wiggling them long, feeling strong, energetically pulled through the fingertips, and allowing those hands to float down towards the mat. Fingertips on the mat. We're going to start by isolating the spine and just feeling as if you were moving the spine towards the right. Keeping the arms steady, the legs as steady as you can. Just finding the spine and seeing if you can circle the spine towards the right. Nice tall spine. And then reversing the direction towards the left. Stopping in the middle, and then allowing those circles towards the right to get larger. Keeping the hands still on the floor, just moving the body. Circles around the legs. And reversing the direction. Making circles towards the left. Now we're going to reverse the direction. We're going to bring our elbows and arms into and allowing the elbows to bend and extend as you allow yourself to dip forward and down towards the mat, over towards the right and the left and back. And reverse the direction towards the left. Stepping in the center, extending the arms out in front of you, palms facing one another. Again, interlacing those fingers and pushing the hands away, gazing down at the navel. Inhaling up, bringing the arms and the gaze up. And exhale, releasing the hands to the knees. Taking the right hand and placing it behind the body, palms facing down on the ground. Left hand on top of left knee. Inhaling here. On the exhale, twisting open and gaze over the right shoulder. Maintaining the integrity of the breath. Inhaling completely and exhaling, smoothing all the while through the nose. Keeping the hands where they are, shifting the gaze to the front. And then bringing that right arm, crossing in front of the body to the left knee. We're going to make a few circles towards the left side of the body. Exhaling as you go forward and inhaling as you go back. and reversing the direction. Circles over towards the right. Neutral position, keeping the right hand on the left knee. You're going to take that left hand, bring it behind the palm, down on the ground. Twist the gaze over the left shoulder. Keeping the hands where they are, shift the gaze towards the front. You're going to lift that left hand, cross it in front of the body, and place the left hand on the right knee. And this time we're going to rotate towards the right. And then we're going to reverse the direction. Neutral. Releasing the cross with the arms, extending them out to either side, long through the fingertips. Placing the fingertips slightly behind the body, pushing into the fingertips, bringing the chest up, gaze up, chin up. And finding our way back to neutral. Placing the hands gently on the kneecaps. You're going to bring the shoulders up, 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 up towards the ears and release them away. One more time, shoulders up and back down, up and down, making little waves. Shoulders going as fast or slow as you'd like to bring some release to the shoulders and the neck and the upper body. And switching the directions, allowing the shoulders to roll forward and down. And lifting those hands off the knees and allowing the arms to also move forward, feeling free in your movements. And allowing those movements to go back behind you. Scapulas to come towards one another as you bring the arms back, shoulders back, elbows back, chest forward, chin forward, gaze up. Finding a slightly slower neutral. We're going to lift that right arm up, gazing up at the hands. And we're going to cross in front of the body, leading with the fingertips, and then bring that elbow back, arm up, gaze up. And then once again, it's almost like we're swimming, bringing the arm and fingertips up and then leading it away to the left corner of the mat. One more time, inhaling up, chest going up and over and across. That right hand goes to that right knee, left arm goes up. Swim it towards the right, bring it back. Last one. Let's do both at the same time, alternating right, left, right, left. One more time with the right, up, crossing it over towards the left, left, up, crossing over towards the right, and finally neutral. Allowing that right leg to come away from the body, extending out towards the right corner of the mat, bringing the left leg in, so the foot against the right thigh. We're going to twist our body over towards the left knee, right hand, left knee, left arm, up, 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 guiding with the fingertips. And on the exhale, we're going to tip over towards the left, hanging heavy here, or allowing that hand to go for the outer blade of the left foot as you twist the body open, gazing up through the arch. Inhaling up, dropping that hand slightly behind you, elevating the hips up, dropping that right shoulder foot down, chest up, right arm up, fingertips down towards the ground. And then releasing back down towards the mat, changing the positioning to be positioned over the extended leg. Nice tall spine here. Inhale. On the exhale, slightly allowing the small of the back to round, dropping the chest, guiding with the thigh and chest, chin and shin, gazing out towards the toes, fingertips clawing away from the body. That left arm on the ground. Inhale, that right arm up, fingertips up. And right arm back down. Inhaling yourself up off that leg. And then taking that right leg, bending at the knee, bringing the arm into the crook of your arms. And working on rotating that hip, open and closed. Either side, adding in some circular movements here. And reversing the circles. Finding stillness, tall spine, and then inhaling that leg closer to the body. It's okay. Taking that left hand and going for the outer blade of the right foot, taking that right arm and slipping it under your leg, placing that hand on the ground, and then extending the right leg, maybe just playing here as if you're opening a hinge, or extending all the way out, allowing the toes to point up. As you extend the leg, shift the gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky. Releasing the right hand, active leg, keeping the leg up, toes pointing up. Gently allow that leg to drape down over the arms, still bringing the hands in closer towards the body. Extending the left leg, maybe adjusting this leg to be a little higher over the shoulders so that you give you an advantage in case it slips. Taking the hands and placing them firmly on the ground in front of you. And then inhaling as you push the weight into the hands and allow that body to go up, toes pointing up and away, gazing out in front of you. And then releasing back down towards the mat. Removing the arm away from the leg and extending that leg out in front of you. Nice. Inhale here. Toes pointing actively towards the face. And exhale. Belly towards the thighs. Chest down towards the knees. Chin towards the shins. Gazing out in front of you. And inhale, sliding those hands back closer towards the body. Taking those hands, sliding them to your hips, and then a little bit beyond. Fingertips should be pointing in the same direction as the toes. On the inhale, we're going to lift the hips, drop the toes and the heels down towards the ground. Drop the chest up, chin back, gaze back. Bringing the chin towards the chest and dropping the body down, back towards the mat, and bringing the hands to the tops of the thighs. Now we're going to bend the right knee and bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the left. Twist the body gently over towards your bent knee. Left hand, right knee. Right hand up, fingertips pointing up at the sky. And on the exhale, tip over towards the left, hanging heavy here, or allowing that left hand to go for the outer blade of the left foot. And then allow yourself to peek up through that little arch. Rotating the chest up. Inhaling yourself up, allowing that hand to drop slightly behind you. Inhaling the hips up, sole of the left foot down, left arm extends out behind you, fingertips guiding you towards the ground. And then back down the hips, shifting the direction of your extended left leg. Inhaling, nice tall spine here. And exhale as you bend down and forward over the extended leg, fingertips crawling away from the body, gazing at the toes. Allowing the right arm to stay grounded on the mat. You're gonna inhale, that left arm up, slightly peeling the chest up, opening up towards the sky, fingertips pointing up. And exhaling that left arm down. Allowing those fingertips to bring you back up. And then taking that left leg and cradling it in your arms, interlacing your fingers in front. A moment here to rotate the hip open and closed. In circles. And reversing the direction of those circles. It's on the table, baby. Taking that leg and bringing it close to the center of the body. Nice tall spine. Maybe it's on this table over here. In the center. And then taking that hand and moving it to the outer blade of the left foot, taking that left arm and slipping it under, allowing the palm to rest down on the ground, playing here with either opening and closing, and you come over. And then extending that left leg up, toes pointing up, gazing up. Releasing that hand, active left foot, draping it slightly over that hand, extending that right leg out, adjusting that leg back up over the left shoulder, placing the hands down near your hips, inhaling here, pushing into the hands, and allowing the lower portion of the body to lift. Toes pointing away from you, gazing out in front, and lowering back down. Releasing the arm away from underneath the leg, extending the leg long, legs zipped up together towards one another, toes pointing towards you, nice tall spine here, tilting your pelvis almost as if you're sticking your butt out and your chest forward. Inhaling as you lower the chest down towards the thighs, chin towards the shins, extending the arms out long, allowing the fingertips to point out in front of the toes. And inhale, slowly dragging those hands back the length of your legs towards the hips. And then allowing those feet to curl in and touch one another as if you were bringing your feet into prayer hands. So prayer feet. And then bending the knees together at the same time. Drag those feet closer towards your body, finding whatever positioning is most comfortable for you. It could be a very long diamond, or you can compact it, allowing yourself to bring it closer towards your groin. Taking your hands, wrapping them gently around the ankles, thumbs on top, allowing the knees to come down towards the ground as you allow the chest to come forward, sits bones down in the ground. filling your lungs with an inhalation here, and on the exhalation, bending from the hips, from the waist, allowing yourself to fold forward and down. Maybe you stay somewhere back here and the breath just brings you up and down, allowing gravity to feel nice and heavy. Or perhaps you allow that exhalation to allow you to travel all the way down towards the mat, chin down, gazing out in front of you. Inhalation slightly brings you up, releasing the clasp away from the ankles, allowing those hands to extend out in front of you, allowing the fingers to claw you further away from the body, and exhaling down. Inhaling back up, dragging those hands back towards the body, taking that left hand, bringing it to the right knee, right arm up, fingertips up, gaze up. Exhale, tipping over towards the left, and swooping that hand down closer to the mat, making a giant circle just over the surface of the floor, as far in a big circle as you can. Fingertips back up. Just gonna make semicircles, not touching the ground, not releasing the clasp off our right knee. Last one up, staying up with the arm down with the body. And releasing that right arm long in front of us. Taking that left arm now and bringing it up towards. And then taking that left hand and threading it under that right arm, allowing those left fingertips to go over towards the left, and then bringing that left cheek down. Inhaling the gaze out in front of you. You're sliding that left arm up, fingertips up and out, meeting with the right. Inhale, slice those hands back towards the ankles. And exhaling here. Taking that right hand, placing it on the left knee. Left arm up towards the ceiling, fingertips pointing up. And exhaling that, leading with that hand down towards the mat in front of the face. You're going to make large exaggerated circles now over to the left behind us and back up and back down in front of us over towards the left. And continue with your large exaggerated floating circles, a few more rounds here. Last one, staying up. And exhale, leading forward, allowing that hand to reach down. Allowing that right hand to come up, leading with the fingertips gazing up towards the sky. And then threading that right hand underneath the left, allowing the fingertips to walk away and dropping that right cheek now towards the mat. Inhaling up with those right fingertips, exhaling them down to the mat to meet the left, allowing the fingers to walk away slightly more, melting you down towards the ground. And inhale, slightly, slowly dragging those hands back towards your ankles. Bringing your hands out to a T, fingers nice and wide, wiggling your fingers, feeling long. And then allowing yourself to be pulled towards the right, dropping that hand, forearm down to the mat, and then allowing that left hand to swoop up and over, gazing at the fingertips. Inhale brings you up. The right fingertips slide over towards the right thigh as the left hand moves away, dropping down. Inhaling the right up, gazing up. Inhale. Right hand lowers down, fingertips down, with both hands, chest forward, butt back, gaze up, and release. Crossing at the ankles, rolling forward onto the hands and knees, allowing yourself to find a neutral tabletop position here, and extend those legs long behind you. You'll be on the tips of your toes and the palms of your hands. You're going to take the hips and we're going to just swivel them over towards the right, but not dropping them down to the ground. Keeping the gaze out in front of you. Back to neutral. And dropping the hips over towards the left, but staying elevated. Neutral. We're going to do this a few more times. Over to the right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center, right, center. And this time, as you drop over towards the left, drop all the way down towards the left, still pushing your way into those hands. You're going to take that right knee, bend it, take the toes of that right foot, place them at about the knee level of the left leg, pushing the weight into those toes, elevating the hips up, allowing the sole of the left foot to go down, opening the chest, allowing those fingertips to move back behind you. Curling that right arm back in, replacing the hand back down towards the mat, swiveling over to just the toes of the left foot. You can extend that leg, three-legged down dog, right toes pointing up towards the sky. Bending that right knee elevating onto the tips of the left foot and curling that right knee towards the nose. Dropping that knee down, the knee's going to be pointing towards the right wrist. Placing that foot down, dropping that left knee down, extending the toes away from the body. And then bringing those hands onto the fingertips. And right here, you should find a little buoyancy where you're actively working, you're not sinking down. You're going to find your hip bones and allow them to point forward in front of you, and find a little position where you can bounce comfortably here whilst being able to lift the hands. You're elevated here, very active. And then on the exhale, allow yourself to slowly melt down towards the mat. And then folding from the waist, allowing yourself to fold down, down, down. Still pushing into the fingertips, touching the ground with the chin, gazing out in front of you, and inhaling the body back up. Taking those hands, replacing them out in front of you, fingertips pointing away from the body, fingers spread. You're going to elevate yourself back up. Tuck those toes underneath the body, lift that left knee. You're going to engage and bring that leg up off the ground, toes pointing behind you, and extend the toes back, tucked under your high plank, dropping the hips over towards the right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, and this time we're going to drop the hips to the right and all the way down towards the right, bending that left knee this time, taking those left toes, dropping them at about knee level, pushing into the toes, into the hands, dropping the sole of the right foot down, and opening the chest as you allow the fingertips to lead down towards the ground. Swiveling over, taking that left hand, dropping it down towards the mat, allowing yourself to come to the toes of the right foot, bending that left knee pushing into a three-legged dog, extending the left leg up towards the sky, elevating onto the right toes, bending the left knee, curling in, nose to knee, and then dropping slowly that left knee behind the left wrist, lowering down to the right knee, extending those toes away from the body, and finding once again that little buoyancy where you can take your fingertips and lift them off the ground and find a little bounce here. And the next exhale, you can drop all the way down, hips pointing forward, taking those fingertips and elevating onto your fingertips like little pyramids, and exhale as you fold forward. Bring that chin down to the mat. And then inhaling back up, placing those hands out in front of you, elevating yourself onto those right rear toes. Lift that knee off the mat. Engage, bring that left leg up, and then replace it to the mat behind you, toes curled under. You're gonna go from here, slightly bend the elbows, lower down slowly towards the mat. And now that you're here on the mat, we're gonna take those knees and we're gonna spread them. So we're gonna walk our feet away, we're gonna bend the knees, and we're gonna bring those soles of the feet together. So the distance that your knees have to be, you're gonna vary. Allow those feet to come together in little prayer feet. On the inhalation, take those hands and wrap them around your ankles. You're gonna have your chest up and your feet actively pushing into one another. And you're gonna allow the inhalation, peel your chest up as you gaze up towards the sky or the ceiling. And the exhale brings the chest down, feet still engaged. Inhaling one more time, feeling the body away from the mat, gazing up, maybe allowing those knees to come up away as well, feet still touching. And exhaling, upper and lower body down. Releasing those hands, placing them down at either side of your face, and extending the legs out in front of you, out behind you, toes pointing away. And then bringing those toes to touch behind you, almost like you're creating this little diamond shape. Pushing into the hands, you're going to peel the upper body up and allow the hips to melt back down towards the heels. Keeping the upper body low to the ground. Bringing that left hand in the center. It's as if the arm were an extension of the center line of the body. Keeping that elevated elbow, right arm up, fingertips pointing up, and then threading that arm underneath, allowing that right hand to claw away, right cheek down towards the mat. Taking that left hand, raising it up towards the sky, and then binding over to catch your right thigh, allowing the chest to peel open, up. Releasing the bind, fingertips back up, over, down towards the mat. Inhaling the right arm up towards the sky. And then circling it down towards the mat. This time taking that left hand, extending it up, and threading it through, allowing those left fingertips to crawl away from you towards the right side, left cheek down. Peeling that right arm up, fingertips pointing up towards the sky, And then binding to catch that left thigh behind you, allowing the chest to peel up, rotating up. Releasing the bind, right fingertips up, and then semi-circling back down towards the mat, pushing into that left hand, raising that left hand up, and then back down in front, allowing yourself to crawl away energetically from the body with the fingers as you also push the hips back towards the sits bones, towards the heels. And then inhale, lifting the body, using your hands to slide yourself back towards those heels. Pushing into the mat with the hands, we're going to tuck our toes under and elevate up into a squat at the back of the mat. Now we're going to elevate onto those toes, taking the hands to heart center, finding a nice tall spine. And with nice focused breaths, we're going to walk ourselves on our toes to the top of the mat. Being mindful of any injuries or pains that come up, utilizing the hands if you need for support and balance. To reach the top of the mat, you can go ahead and shift yourself towards the back of the mat, elevated on those toes. Once you reach the back, we're going to drop the soles of the feet down. Nice tall spine. Now with the soles of the feet touching the ground, we're going to waddle ourselves gracefully to the front. To reach the front, take a breath, and then you're going to waddle yourself back. Stopping here for a moment, taking those hands and dropping them to the insides of the legs, allowing your elbows to push the knees open and away. You're going to take those thumbs and push them into the sternum of the body. You can stay here and stretch, allowing yourself to shift from left to right. And take your hands and open your hips out to either side. Taking a moment to stretch, or you can follow along with me. Taking that right hand, extending it out to the right, left arm up and over, opening your chest here, finding around, allowing that left hand to catch that right wrist, pointing the toes both towards the front of the mat, elevating onto the right toes, keeping that left foot grounded, shifting more into those toes, and then feeling light as you extend up. Nice tall standing leg. And allowing those right toes to drop back down. Releasing the bind, extending left fingertips up, and releasing back to center. Left hand down, right hand up, binding around, left hand catches right wrist, twisting open a little bit more here. Gazing out in front, pointing both sets of toes out in front of you, elevating onto those left toes, the right sole of the foot nice and firmly planted on the ground. The inhale, gonna create a nice strong standing leg. As you stand up, bound with that left leg. And releasing back down towards the mat, reversing your little dance back to heart center, and releasing those hands, dropping the fingertips down like little pyramids to the mat, extending those legs, and bending and extending the knees a few times, allowing the blood flow to release. Okay, keeping those legs long and extended, we're going to take our hands and crisscross them. We're going to take that right hand and go for the left ankle and the left hand for the right ankle. Inhaling out, gazing out in front of you, and exhale, bending from the waist, folding forward, hanging heavy. And inhale, we're going to slightly gaze between the feet. And we're going to take that left elbow. Imagine opening a door. You're going to open the left elbow towards the right toes as you gaze through the little portal and up towards the left shoulder. Closing that little door, still holding onto the right ankle. You take that right hand and open it up towards the sky, gazing up at those fingertips. And then you're going to allow that right arm to come down, going for the ankle once again. This time, the right arm is going to be crossed in front. Inhaling here, gazing out in front of you. Exhale, folding forward. Releasing your hands, placing the fingertips down on the mat a good distance away. And then exhale, folding forward, the arms extended away from the body. Inhaling back out in front of you, taking that right hand over to that left ankle, that right hand over to the right ankle. Gonna exhale, forward fold. Inhale back up. Once again, extending those fingers even farther away from the body. And exhale, forward fold here. Walking those hands in a little closer. Taking that left hand, crossing it over to the right ankle. The right hand over to the left ankle. Exhale, folding here. Now we're going to open up that right elbow towards the left. And release back down. Going to take that left arm, raise it up, 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 gazing at those fingertips. Release it down, crossing that left hand over. And fold forward. Take those hands and wrap them around the elbows, bringing the biceps close to the ears. Inhale up with those arms up. And gaze up. Release the elbows. Extend the arms up, palms touching one another. Exhale, back bend. Inhale back to standing, bringing those hands down through heart center. Releasing the arms down to either side, fingertips pointing down. Feeling nice and steady in your legs. Gonna bend that right knee up towards the chest. Taking those fingers and bringing them to the knee and bringing that knee up into the body, toes pointing down. Staying here for a moment in balance, or taking that left hand to the outer edge of that right leg and extending it out in front of you. Taking that left hand, extending it back behind you, and shifting the gaze from the front foot to the rear fingers. Bringing that right arm up, crossing in front of the body, going for the inside blade of that extended leg. And then folding forward on the exhale, bringing the body towards the leg. Inhaling up, nice engaged right leg. Pointing the toes, bringing the arms back to the sides of the body. And then allowing that leg come down. Feet firmly planted on the ground. This time we're going to bend that left knee, bringing that left leg up towards the body. Staying here, working on your one-legged balance, or taking that right hand, going for the outer blade of the left foot, extending that left arm behind you as you extend the leg in front of you, shifting the gaze from the front towards the back. allowing that left hand to come up, crisscrossing, going for the inside blade of the foot. And on the exhale, bending your body over your extended leg. Inhaling back up, nice tall spine. Releasing those arms to the sides, toes pointing away from the body, and gently lowering those toes down. Nice tall spine here. And elevating onto both sets of toes. Heels feeling nice and strong, legs engaged. We're going to bend the knees and slowly allow ourselves to lower our hips down towards our heels. And once you reach all the way down, bringing the arms out in front of you, dropping the heels, crossing the arms, lowering the chin down, and hugging yourself into a little ball. Rocking from the toes to the heels. Shifting the gaze out in front, taking those hands and walking them out in front of us on our fingertips, lowering the knees down to the mat, shifting over to your left side, and extending those legs out in front of your body. Inhaling long here, and exhale one last time, folding forward over your legs, toes actively pointing towards the face, gazing at the toes as you fold forward. Inhaling up, bringing the hands at hip level, and then bending the knees slightly as you allow yourself to bring the hips to the heels, and moving yourself over to your elbows, palms down on the ground. And gently move those arms away from you as you lower yourself down to the mat, taking those bent knees and bending them further into the midline of the body. Taking your arms and wrapping them around your legs. Nice, strong little hug here. Taking your arms, opening up into a T, dropping the toes down to the mat, elevating the hips up, shifting them over towards the left to bring those knees back into the center of the body, and dropping the knees to the right as you shift the gaze over towards the left. Inhaling, gaze back to center, bring those knees back to the central line of the body. We're going to drop the toes and the heels down, and then shift the hips over towards the right, bringing the knees back in towards the chest, dropping the knees over towards the left, shifting the gaze over towards the right. Gazing back to neutral, bringing those knees back to the center line of the body, dropping the feet down, finding your center line once again, then tucking your knees back in and in. Bringing those arms, opposite arm on top now, hugging those legs in. And extending your arms and legs up, toes and fingers pointing up, and allowing the legs and the arms to open up into a wide straddle, allowing your arms only to go as low as your legs will go. Guiding with the right toes, you're going to allow the right toes to touch the ground, and then we're going to tick-tock back and forth a few times, allowing the toes to take turns touching the ground. Last time. And then closing up your straddle, allowing the legs to zip up, the arms to zip up. And then on the exhale, we're going to gently open them up just slightly. And then exhale, palms facing up, toes pointing away. Slowly lower the body down to the mat, to a comfortable laying position for Shavasana. Allowing the toes to open up away from the body, to the sides of the ankles, the inside side of the ankles to point up. Palms facing up, fingertips spread. Taking a moment to scrunch up the eyes and release them. Scrunch up the nose and relax. Take the jaw, move it around. Releasing any held tension. Taking an inhalation through the mouth and an exhalation through the mouth. Closing the mouth gently, lips slightly open, tongue relaxed. Breathing calmly through the nose. Deepening the breath. Allowing yourself to wake the body up from the inside out. Allowing the breath to travel through the body, away from the center, over towards the fingertips and the toes. Allowing that breath to bring movement to the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers. Allowing the breath to become deeper and more intentional as you bring bigger and more intentional movements to your body, moving the wrists, the ankles, the knees, the elbows, the thighs, the biceps, moving the head from side to side, bending the knees and bringing them in towards the center line of the body. Allowing yourself to fall over towards the right, creating a pillow with the right arm underneath the head, left hand touching the ground. Taking a moment in a fetal position to give thanks for everything that has been and for everything that will be in the here and now present. Allowing yourself to push into the ground. Bring yourself to an upright seated position. Eyes gently closed, hands at heart center, chin towards the chest. Taking a deep inhalation through the nose and a smooth exhalation through the nose. Bring the hands to the third eye, to the lips, to the center of the body. so very much for allowing me to guide you. I wish you a day of compassion and peace and kindness. Shanti Shanti Om. Namaste. You can Okay, Mimi's gonna Hands at heart center, taking a nice deep breath in. Thank you.